Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Michelle Graff, and I'm the editor-in-chief at National Jeweler. I'm pleased to welcome you to the latest episode of My Next Question, National Jeweler's webinar series sponsored by Rdi Diamonds. Today's session is hosted by our associate editor, Lenore Fedow, and features Gina Gorman, Vice President of Marketing at Roxbox. Before I turn the discussion over to Lenore and Gina, I just want to let our attendees know that if they have a question, they can drop it into the Zoom Q&A box at the bottom of their screens. I'll be back on after the discussion to share any questions with our panelists. Also, today's session is being recorded and will be available on the National Jeweler website this coming Friday, August 20th. Now, I'll turn it over to Lenore to get things started. Thank you.
I'm muted. Thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Gina, for joining us today. So Gina and I, we're going to be talking about jewelry rental, but first, let's talk a little bit about you. I'm going to give you a few seconds to introduce yourself.
Of course, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks, Lenore. Yes, I am Gina Gorman. I am the VP of Marketing at Roxbox, Roxbox Jewelry Rental. So my role is to really oversee all of our marketing communications, and that includes both new member acquisition and existing member communication.
And now, for people who aren't familiar with Roxbox, what is it and how does it work?
Of course. So Roxbox is a jewelry rental membership. And we always say that, it's transforming the way that customers discover and find jewelry. And I find that that's really a really accurate description for what we do. Our mission is to inspire self-love, and we do it by sharing the joy of jewelry. We really think about jewelry as something that can be empowering. We know that the right accessories can really make someone feel empowered. They can really, make you ready to tackle your day. And we're here to facilitate that feeling and do it through our rental membership. And the membership really helps members try new styles, find new styles to try, find new styles that they'll love, and then ultimately help them build their own ultimate jewelry collection, like we say, through the sort of rent to purchase aspect of the service. Now, how does it actually work? So Roxbox members get access to unlimited rentals from our jewelry selection with the option to purchase pieces from their set. And the rentals come in 3-piece sets. So they borrow 3 pieces of jewelry at a time. They can keep the pieces for as long as they want and swap out those 3 sets as often as they want. And they can purchase anything that they love from their sets for member pricing. The membership is $21 a month, and that includes $21 of shopping credit every month to purchase something that you love from your set. So it really facilitates, trying new styles and keeping anything that you love. Anything that you want to return, you return using the prepaid shipping label and reusable envelope that we've sent the jewelry in. So we try to keep all of our packaging as reusable as possible. And as soon as you send the 3 pieces back, we send you 3 more pieces.
Okay, so that sounds pretty flexible. It gives you 3 pieces. Earrings, bracelet, rings, you can do a set, you can mix and match. So you are the VP of marketing there. How are you getting the word out to customers about Roxbox and what you guys offer?
Of course. So at Roxbox, like I said, our mission is really to inspire self-love and spread that joy of jewelry. And also we need to educate consumers about jewelry rental. So my goal is to really find those jewelry lovers out there and educate them about Roxbox, about the value of the service, and how it can fit into their lifestyle. So we try to find prospective members where they are. And for us, and for a lot of us, we are online. That's on social media. and Roxbox is a digitally native brand. We were born online, in this age of e-commerce and social media. So it's really a perfect fit for us. And that's where we find a lot of our customers. We're looking for anybody who loves jewelry and can incorporate jewelry into their everyday lifestyle. So what we do is we really create campaigns, digital campaigns and social media campaigns that speak to those jewelry lovers and encourage engagement. So we're always trying to communicate new information about our new jewelry drops, new trends, how to wear content through our online campaigns. Social is huge for us. Social media has been always really important to the growth of the Roxbox brand and sharing the service. So it's something that we're always thinking about ways that we can create new content, new educational content, new trend-focused content. And we communicate through both prospective members and to prospective members and to our current members through social media. So we're always thinking about what kind of new content can we produce. I think that right now, video is huge, as you know, with the rise of Instagram Reels and TikTok. We're always thinking about, we're currently kind of thinking about like, what are more ways that we can incorporate video content into our content. And it's also really helpful when explaining the service, explaining how the service works, is explaining what the value of the service is. So we try to include a lot of that content. And a great thing about that is the content that we produce for social that performs well, a lot of times performs well in paid campaigns as well. So it's almost like we have the opportunity to test and learn with our social channels and then incorporate some of those themes into, paid digital campaigns. And we're always trying to test new channels to find our customers where they are. Another really important part of sharing Roxbox and growing Roxbox is referrals and word of mouth. Our referral program has always also been an important part of our marketing program because, like I said, jewelry rental is something that's relatively new to a lot of people. They maybe haven't heard of it before. They've heard of other subscriptions, or they've heard of clothing rental, but maybe not something as specific as Roxbox. There aren't a ton of jewelry rental services out there. So we have found that, current members are, the best explainers of the service, right? And the best evangelists for the service. So the referral program, we want to make it easy for them to do that. We actually offer our members the ability to share a free month with friends and family, and then we provide them with credit for friends who sign up. So there's a pretty robust referral program, and we've seen that drives a lot of new members as well. As soon as someone tries the service and really understands how it fits in with their life, and understands the value, they want to share it with friends. And we found that the members that subscribe from those referrals and from those testimonials become really valuable members as well, because they've already kind of got that service vouched for by someone that they know and trust.
Right. Yeah. I mean, word of mouth marketing is so important. And, as cool as a social ad might be, I am always way more inclined to try something that my friend has vouched for than, just something that's popping up on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So now the first I had actually heard about you guys was I had written about when you were acquired by Signet Jewelers, which must have been so exciting. What has this partnership meant for Roxbox?
Yeah, it's been a really exciting year for Roxbox. We joined the Signet Jewelers family this spring, and it's been an amazing partnership. I think that the alignment is really there, especially speaking from a marketing perspective. Our Roxbox mission is about inspiring self-love and really driving self-purchase. And I think that aligns really well with the Signet Jewelers mission two of inspiring love. So I think that we really align there. And it's really allowed us to tap into, the larger Signet Jewelers family, wealth of inspiration and knowledge as well. Their experience is obviously really relevant to ours and really useful for ours. And I've personally found a lot of inspiration just working with the Signet Jewelers team, and being able to collaborate on ideas, and even things like consumer insights has been really, really interesting. And I've found that also the inspiration and collaboration really goes both ways, as a primarily digital, self-purchaser focused brand, Roxbox can bring a lot of value to the Signet team as well. And so there's a lot of kind of just experience sharing and inspiration that kind of goes both ways on that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that you both have a wealth of knowledge to share with each other. So it certainly does seem like a good fit. Now, talking in terms of demographics, who is the typical Roxbox customer? Does it skew younger?
Yeah, so the Roxbox customer, like I was just talking about, is really a self-purchaser, and it's a pretty diverse mix. It's actually really interesting, and I've mentioned this before, is we always think of the Roxbox customer as the jewelry lover. So it spans it spans a few different age ranges, but I think does skew a little bit younger as far as members who are familiar with how subscriptions work,
Right.
with how rental works. I think that we just, appeal to a bit of a younger audience there, than maybe your more traditional fine jewelry purchaser. And we really feel like, Roxbox is great for that self-purchaser. They're trying to find new looks for themselves. Over 95% of our members are purchasing the membership for themselves. We do have a gift membership program, but really most of the people that are joining, on their own because they want to update their own look for themselves, and they're trying to find a new way to really shop for jewelry. So they are the jewelry lover. They really understand the joy that jewelry can bring to their life. They're looking to update their looks. And it's interesting because we also see a pretty good mix of customers that are thinking more fashion forward. They want to try new things, build their own styles, or customers that really understand their style and are just looking for updates to kind of their current like classic style. They have brands that they really love, and they just want to be able to find new items from those brands, things like that. And we really have an assortment that can cater to everyone, which is, part of our goal as well. We want to help bring the trends to our customer and have her experience them in the way that, makes sense for her and makes sense for her lifestyle. It's really about trying new styles and new trends at low risk. So we have kind of a really good mix of customers. A lot of them are looking for information on the new trends.
Great. I mean, I have not rented any jewelry yet, but you're certainly selling me on it. It's like a fun thing to do.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think that when it comes to how we want to talk about the membership and sort of the marketing messages that we use, there are a couple of kind of key messages that we want to get across in all of our content. And that is just education on how the service works. Like I mentioned, jewelry rental is new to a lot of people, and we need to do that pretty quickly. So in a lot of like ad content or social content, we want to do that in the first 5 or 10 seconds. So really, understand that, this is jewelry rental and how does it work? And then understanding or communicating the trends and the breadth of the styles that we offer. Like I mentioned, we really have something for everyone, I feel, and being able to communicate, these are the styles and trends here's how you wear them, and here's how Roxbox can help bring them to you, I think is really important. So we use a lot of different jewelry images in our marketing. We also talk about the value of the service, being able to get try so many different things for one low price every month. And then also the fact that, you do have credit every month to purchase from your set, I think is really a true value that we try to communicate to prospective members, including yourself.
Right. So what would you say are the benefits of renting a piece rather than just buying it outright?
Yeah. So there are a lot of great benefits to renting. Like I just mentioned, I think that the value that you get for our monthly membership price of $21 is incredible, because as the way that Roxbox works is you can actually try unlimited pieces. They come in 3-piece sets, but you can get as many sets as you'd like within a month. You can keep it for as long as you'd like. So you can really try, if you find something that you love and you want to hang on to it for a little while, you can. If you want to swap it out really quickly, you can do that as well. And what we hear from customers too is that it allows them to try new looks without necessarily committing to purchasing. The way that jewelry purchases have worked, especially for fashion jewelry in the past, is there are a lot of, it's pretty fragmented. There are some people are shopping at boutiques, and some people are shopping at department stores, and then there's some online. And it feels like, what we've heard from members is that it's hard to kind of know what you're going to get, and you sort of, a lot of them are kind of impulse buys, and you're not totally sure if this is something you'll wear just once or you'll wear for a long time. And renting allows you to kind of take that uncertainty out of the decision and try multiple new styles. And if you love it, then great, you can keep it. And we find that a lot of our customers, do purchase from their sets. And if you want to swap it out for something else, you definitely can. So you really only have to invest in a piece when you found something that you really love, which is something that our customers really love about the service. And the service is an affordable way to do that. Another thing that we like to think of when we talk about Roxbox is just reducing waste. It doesn't mean that you end up with this huge, jewelry rack full of things that you maybe wore once or twice and haven't looked at since. We hear that a lot from our customers of like, I have so many things that I've bought, and I really, thought it was cool at the time, and I wore it, 2 times, and then it's been sitting on this necklace and this necklace holder ever since. And so we're really hoping to we're really hoping to avoid that, and help customers really build that collection that they truly love, of things that they're going to wear over and over. And it allows, customers to send something back, reduce the waste of having, a lot of things that end up going into a landfill. Also, like I mentioned previously, we do have all of our packaging as reusable. So everything's shipped in a reusable envelope that they can ship the pieces back in. Our boxes are cardboard and reusable. So we want to make it as sustainable of a service as possible.
Right. And I mean, and it certainly sounds like a fun way to, give a piece a test run, or, try out a look that maybe I wouldn't normally wear without, giving it that full commitment. What are the reasons that your customers are renting jewelry? Is it just for fun? Is it for a special occasion they have coming up?
It's for a few different reasons. Like I mentioned before, our customer is really the jewelry lover and someone that wears jewelry on a regular basis. So jewelry is part of their everyday wardrobe. A lot of them say they don't feel like they're fully put together until they have on a necklace or earrings to finish out the look. So it's the customer that really feels like they want to have jewelry on every day, and they want to be able to mix up their style. We do hear a lot of reasons of just being able to accessorize outfits and kind of refresh them. So you don't have to buy a whole new outfit, but you can refresh the jewelry and it gives you a whole new look, especially in the Zoom call world that we're that we're living in these days, jewelry is something that's still visible on Zoom calls, which is great. And so customers use it for every day, definitely, and to try new looks for every day. And we also have customers that use it for special occasions. We do have, as part of the styling service, you can send in or write in, when you return your set, I have such and such event coming up, or I'm going to this wedding and I'm wearing a dress that looks like this. I would love something to go with this, or I'm looking for something silver to match this. And we will work with customers to curate a set that works for special events. So we do see seasonally, especially in the summertime when it becomes wedding season, that a lot of customers are renting more statement pieces, maybe more fun pieces for those events. Same thing during the holidays. We always have great options for holiday parties. A lot of times customers are maybe looking for something a little blingier, a little more sparkly than they would go with for every day, but having the rental service allows them to do that.
Yeah. Now, speaking of jewelry, you are wearing some lovely jewelry. I couldn't help but notice. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what you're wearing, and then tell me about what Roxbox has.
Sure. Yes. So this is definitely a customer favorite and definitely a staff favorite in the office. But this is our Huxley collection. I actually have on the necklace and the bracelet.
Oh, look at that.
Sort of this, yeah, this kind of paperclip style, bold links and chains. We've seen that this is a trend that's performing really well for us, and that our customers are really loving, because it just adds like that immediate statement to your look. It also is layered, which is another trend that we're seeing, really resonate right now. So definitely fan favorite, staff favorite is the Huxley collection. Also have sort of our Brooklyn ring, which is more of a chain style, which kind of fits in with the links and chains. So trying to get it all together. Although, to be honest, personally, I'm always someone that's kind of mixing and matching all different styles. Usually it's like, if it's all gold, I'll just kind of throw it together. And I feel like one thing that I've definitely learned in this business is it feels like more is more when it comes to jewelry. And I'm a lot less shy than I used to be maybe a few years ago about adding multiple layers and things like that.
Right. Yeah. No, I could definitely say the same. Since I've been in the jewelry industry, I'm definitely open to some looks I may not have thought of before.
Right.
I'm always interested in, what the next big jewelry trend is going to be. So I know you said the collection you're wearing is pretty popular. What other looks are your customers really interested in? What are they looking for?
Yeah. So Roxbox carries a really large selection of different styles. We have a range of prices as well to meet different members where they are. All of our styles are gold or silver plated. And we have some collections that are sterling silver, 14 or 18 karat gold as well. So we have, a range of styles, and we work with multiple different designers as well. So we have Rocksbox exclusive designer brands. We also work with brands like Kendra Scott, Love AJ, Kate Spade. So we carry those collections on our site as well in our selection. And we're always looking for new designers to partner with. And I think that's one of the things that we love to do, as part of the service, is maybe introduce the customers to designers that they may not have heard of yet, or allow them to access designers that they love.
Right.
And there are a few trends that are really popular right now. Like I mentioned, links and chains and sort of these bold, mixed metal looks are really popular. This is all from our exclusive brand Slate, actually. We're also seeing a lot of interest in things like in personal statements, sort of personalized statements. We have a really strong performing mama collection with necklaces and bracelets that say mama, or things like sister. We actually recently kind of relaunched our Zodiac collection as well, and Zodiac is very hot right now. I think everywhere. So we have a really great mother of pearl and gold Zodiac collection that's performing really well. We also have birthstones that we see really well. So sort of this like personalized or statement type of jewelry, and some of those can be a little bit more delicate, so not quite as bold as this.
Right.
We are also seeing increased interest in some of our 14 karat plated brands. Like Rudiment is one of our exclusive brands that's performing really well as well. And a couple of other styles, you know, and a couple of other trends that we're seeing. Things like layering, like I mentioned, when it comes to layering different necklaces, and ear parties. So if you have multiple piercings, there are a lot of great options. We have a lot of great stud and huggy and sort of chain styles that work really well for that. My hair is large, so it's not showing anything, but yeah. So we have a lot of great ear party styles, and even styles that work well if you only have one piercing or have no piercings. We've seen an increased interest in ear cuffs. So we're bringing a lot more of those into the collection. So that allows you to kind of build that stack and build that ear party. Even if you only have one piercing or two piercings, you can still get that look. And we're seeing that be really popular right now. And also, we've seen an increased interest in silver. Silver is kind of making a comeback as well. I think there was a long time there where it was all gold all the time, but we're definitely seeing an increased interest in silver styles. So we're bringing more silver styles into our mix. And it's an interesting, this also kind of brings me to an interesting point about the service, is that because we are a membership and our members are constantly engaging with us, they're adding items to their wish list, they're browsing our collection, they're receiving sets, they're purchasing from sets. We do take all of that data into account when deciding, how do we build out our assortment and how do we build out our styles and our collections moving forward. So I think that's one thing that's really great about the service, and really great from a business standpoint, is that we are able to utilize that data and talk to customers on a regular basis and understand kind of what they're loving, so that we can continue to deliver on that for them and really build a customer first business.
Right. Yeah. And that is so important. Now, for all that I write and research about jewelry, sometimes I am completely unsure of how to style it or what goes together. Am I wearing too many things? Do these things clash? Now, you spoke about this a little bit, but you guys offer a personal styling service. Can you tell me a little bit more about how that works?
Sure. So as part of the membership, all of our sets are curated by a stylist. We have a lot of data and algorithms that definitely work to help us categorize the jewelry and understand what might work best for somebody. But stylists curate every set. And that's based on the items that they have on their wish list. So items that they've already indicated to us that they're interested in trying. So we try and obviously make sure that we get those in their sets. And then also their style preferences. So every member, when they sign up, fills out a survey and creates a style profile. So kind of tells us what styles they're interested in, what metal tones they're interested in, what trends they're interested in. And we take all of that into account and use it to curate the sets. Also, like I mentioned, we are always looking for that feedback loop with our members, and members can write in and provide feedback on every item in their set, and even ask for specific things coming up. Like I mentioned, for a specific event, I have this wedding coming up and I'm wearing this dress, and I think that I'd really love something to go with it. We even allow members to upload an image of something that they have that they want to style with, so that we can try and get that styled into their next set. Also, members do get to review every set before it goes out. So we curate pieces for them, and then they can review it and decide to swap out anything if they want, or send the set as is.
Gotcha. So it still is pretty personalizable.
Yes.
And then this is going to be my last question for you. What is next for Roxbox? What are you guys working on?
Yeah, it's actually, this is actually great timing, and it's really exciting for us, is that we actually just launched a whole new collection and category of jewelry as part of the membership yesterday, our Demi-Fine collection. So Demi-Fine is now included, a new category of jewelry that's included in the membership, included in the $21 fee. So the Demi-Fine assortment that we have includes a variety of different styles, you know, and they're all either rhodium plated sterling silver or 18 karat gold over sterling silver plated. So it's really an opportunity to kind of up level the quality and styles that we have as part of the assortment. And that's something that we've heard as requested from members in the past, is, you know, we'd love to have even another level of quality of jewelry that we can try. And so we wanted to bring that to our members. We have worked with a few different designers. So it's not just, you know, one set of jewelry, but we have Demi-Fine collections from Kendra Scott, and actually an exclusive collection with Love AJ. It's Love AJ's first ever Demi-Fine collection as well. They're a really popular designer on our site, so we wanted to work with them to include them in this new Demi-Fine collection. Also working with Banter by Piercing Pagoda, which is a fellow Signet brand, to bring in their Demi-Fine collection. And then we have some exclusive styles as well under our own Roxbox brand. So it's quite a few different styles that are now available on the site for members to try as part of their membership, which we're really, really excited about. We're really differentiating this collection with its quality metals and the plating thickness that really set it apart from our core collection. And the styles kind of range. The idea is that we want them to be, you know, those high quality everyday pieces that our members can enjoy. So it's a really exciting time for us. It's really an extension of that customer first strategy, as I said, because this is something that we've been hearing that members are interested in, and we're really excited to bring it to life. And the team is really excited to be able to bring this to life as well. So it's an opportunity for our members to really celebrate every day and bring that quality to their everyday jewelry collection.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly sounds exciting. I'm excited to check it out. Well, that is it for my questions. I definitely appreciate you being here. I am going to turn it over to Michelle and see if we had any audience questions come in for you while we were talking.
Great.
Thanks so much, Gina and Lenore. That was a great discussion. It was really interesting. And we had quite a few questions come in beforehand, and we have quite a few questions coming in while you two were talking. So while I'll give our listeners a little bit more time to enter any additional questions they might have, I'd just like to say a quick word about Rdi Diamonds. Rdi Diamonds, the selection you want, the quality you need. Thousands of diamonds? That's just the beginning. RDI offers a wide range of services and support to help you succeed, from flexible memo options to a partnership with De Beers Group Industry Services to generous stock options and cost-efficient shipping. RDI's goal is to provide the highest quality of both care and diamonds to your store. Visit rdidiamonds.com today to learn more. That is rdidiamonds.com. Now, let's get started with our listener questions. So the question that came in most frequently, Gina, and I'm sorry if you already answered this and I missed it, but everyone wants to know here about insurance. How do you insure the pieces? What if somebody breaks something, they damage it, they lose it? Because obviously insurance is a big piece of jewelry ownership, and it's a big piece of the industry. So what do you do? You're sending out jewelry to people, you know, how do you kind of guard against loss, theft, et cetera?
Great question. Yeah, the insurance is actually included as part of the $21 membership fee. So we really try to work with customers on any issues that they may have. So we kind of take insurance and specific customer issues kind of on a case-by-case basis. We understand that things happen, and like I mentioned, insurance is included in the fee, and so we take that into account. Also in our warehouse security as well, and so we kind of work with customers on a case-by-case basis. And like I said, insurance is included. And then, as if something happens, a lot of the times we will forgive it. If there are repeat offenders, then we kind of, like I said, take that on a case-by-case basis. But it is included, and it hasn't been really an issue for us as far as loss or theft as part of the membership or the business so far.
But you look at it a case-by-case basis as to whether you'd ask somebody, for example, okay, you lost that ring, you owe us X amount of money. You just look at it on a case-by-case basis.
We do, but in general, we don't, because insurance is included in the membership. We generally don't charge customers for pieces that have been lost, especially given sort of the price range of the jewelry. We generally don't, especially if it's like first time or sometimes even the second time. If there starts to be more than a few times that something like that has happened, we usually try and work with the customer to understand what the issue might be, or just understand like if their membership needs to continue or not.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, have you ever had to just say, okay, the customer X over here seems to quote lose every piece of jewelry we send to them, just like, sorry, we don't think you can be a Roxbox member anymore. Have you had to do that?
We have. I'm sure we have had to do that in the past. I actually can't think of a time that has happened recently. A lot of times the things that we do end up looking at is the monthly membership fee. Because there is a monthly membership fee, there is sort of that check as well. So there may be issues there with payment, and that usually is is any impetus for a membership termination.
All right. Thank you so much for that. We have another listener who wants to know, if the customer loves the piece and wants to keep it, do they keep that used version or are they sent a brand new one? And two-part question, how complicated is the cleaning/repairing when customers return jewelry?
Yes. The customer, when they want to purchase something, they purchase the item out of their set. So it is the one they received in their set as part of the rental. We don't send them a new one. They just keep the one that they have.
I have a quick question. Sorry,
yeah.
Gina, before we continue about the sets. Then this is my question. I was listening earlier because I might be interested in trying out jewelry rental. I don't know, Lenore, what do you think? It's
totally interested.
It's pretty interesting. So I get a set of 3 items. Let's see, it's a bracelet, a ring, a necklace. What if I want to keep the ring longer? Like, do they travel as 3 all together? Do they have to be kept together, or can I trade out individual pieces?
That's a great question. They do travel as 3 together. So it is a 3-piece set. You can keep the set for as long as you want. If there's something that you want to keep forever, then obviously you can purchase it. But if there's something that you don't want to keep forever, you can't just send 1 piece back. You send the whole set back, or all of the pieces that you want to swap out, and then we send you 3 more pieces.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. And sorry, I did not mean to intrude on this other person question. So you do keep the piece the version you were wearing. And the other part of the question, just to refresh your memory, Gina, is how complicated is the cleaning, repairing when customers return jewelry?
Yes, that's a great question. And we have a very robust cleaning and repair service as part of our warehouse operations. So our warehouse operations work very diligently. We have a multi-step cleaning process and sanitization process for the jewelry that comes back into the warehouse. Everything that comes into the warehouse is first inspected for any needed repairs or damages. and then goes through our cleaning process and gets set up to return back into our inventory. So everything is really diligently cleaned and inspected and then repaired if needed, or if it just needs to be damaged out, then we do that as well. We want to make sure that every piece that goes out is of very high quality.
And this is a question that just came in that kind of is in that same vein. Do you have a gemologist who check gems once the items are returned?
We do not have a gemologist in our warehouse right now, because all of our styles are fashion jewelry. We don't have any real diamonds in the jewelry as of right now, so we do not have a gemologist checking the pieces.
Okay. But that might be something in the future if you're going to get a demi fine and then perhaps later step into fine jewelry.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. We have a couple other questions that came in. People want to know, where do you think the rental market is headed? And I think that's an interesting question, because I think, when I hear about Roxbox models, it makes me think of like Stitch Fix and these other kind of companies where it's curated based on your taste and your past selections, and it just comes to your doorstep and you don't have to think about it. And it kind of seems like the way of the future, this kind of like shopping for people and delivering that right to their door. So where do you see jewelry rental specifically heading?
Right. I think that subscription and rental is only going to grow as a part of consumers' wardrobe, really. I think that we've seen definitely an interest, a continued interest and pickup in other types of rental services, especially for apparel. And we find that really exciting, actually. We think that just means that more consumers are going to be more in tune and more comfortable with this way of consumption and the idea of the access economy. And we think that jewelry rental is definitely going to be a part of that. Like I said, we really think about Roxbox as a way for customers to accessorize every day and really make jewelry part of their everyday lifestyle and in their everyday outfits. And with the continuation of rental, it'll just allow people to do that even more as they get used to, accessorizing every day. It will make the appetite for rental even stronger. And you kind of touched on this already, but thinking about what are even more types of collections that jewelry rental can continue to serve. So is it moving more into demi-fine? Is it fine jewelry or event-based rental? There are a lot of great options.
I mean, many of these kind of services, Rent the Runway is one that comes to mind, have kind of tiered memberships options. So perhaps there could be one tier for people who want to rent fashion jewelry, one tier for demi-fine, and one tier for fine.
Definitely, definitely. And I think it also just speaks to this shift in the idea of jewelry as something that is a self-purchase item. I know I've talked about that a lot, but a lot of times jewelry has traditionally been something that's gifted. It's something that you may or may not have chosen for yourself. And so I think that as people start to think of it more as an everyday item and an item that they're choosing for themselves to accessorize their outfits, it will make that appetite for jewelry rental just even stronger.
And what do you think is the appeal for, you mentioned the access economy. What do you think is the appeal right now to consumers for these kind of subscription rental service? Why is this the time for them right now?
Well, I think that we're seeing a really increased appetite and comfort level with online shopping. Kind of like I mentioned before, I think that being, especially with over the past couple of years, that idea of shopping for something like jewelry online has become a lot more commonplace. And I think customers are getting a lot more comfortable with it. So I think that is going to continue to play into that appetite for jewelry rental. And the idea of being a little bit more in tune with the circular economy and wasting less by being able to try more without necessarily purchasing more, I think is also becoming more popular. And we hear that from our customers, that they really like that idea of just being able to try the things that they like, and then also the things that they don't feel like they're going to be wearing for a long time, they can send back, and it's not, it's not adding to, landfills or piling up in their closet.
Right. No, I think that's definitely going to be a big piece. Like, so this all tied into sustainability, right? That's going to be a big piece of consumerism going forward, like people being more mindful of how much stuff we throw out. Somebody wanted to know, what is the biggest challenge you find in running a rental platform?
Ooh, that's a good one. What is the biggest challenge? So I think that there are a lot of moving pieces, literally and figuratively, to running a rental platform. So I think that that's always a challenge, but it's a really exciting challenge. There are a lot of things that we do need to think about beyond your typical e-commerce retailer, right? There we have the returns aspect, we have the warehouse process, the cleaning and repairs aspect. We have the ongoing customer engagement. So there are just a lot of moving pieces. And even speaking from a marketing perspective, we're thinking about not just communicating and trying to educate new members about Roxbox. We're also making sure that our existing members are continuing to have the right communications from us, that we're working on the right workflows for them. We're making sure that they're up to date and informed about their membership and informed about new styles. We add new styles to our site weekly. So there are always new trends that, are coming in, and we have a really robust marketing calendar for that as well. So as we kind of have that pulse on what consumers are looking for and what are the new trends coming up, we're continually adding them to their site and communicating that out to members. So I think that there are a lot of moving pieces, but we have, a really awesome team that works really cross-functionally, which is one of the most exciting things about being there. Is being at Roxbox is we're always working cross-functionally. I'm in constant communications with our merchandising team and with our warehouse operations team and with our site team, because everything touches everybody, right? So it's a challenge, but it's an exciting, way to work.
I mean, I think sounds like the challenges are the same challenges everybody has today, is just keeping up the pace.
Definitely. And then adding that sort of additional returns and rental aspect.
Very cool. So our last question today is, someone wanted to know, how can a retailer get in on the rental market? Which I think is a very interesting question and very relevant for our audience.
Yes. So I think that there are opportunities for retailers to get in on the rental market. I think that it's understanding what your customers are looking for and what they're looking to try, and then potentially building something into your offering. It could even be as a test to understand, like, is this something that there's an appetite for? There is the consideration of things like insurance and cleaning, which, we have spent years working on figuring out for our service. But I think that it could even be happening for a smaller retailer. It's an interesting idea to test. And I have heard of apparel retailers or even boutiques testing out rental options for their pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll just chime in here. One place a retailer, especially and maybe an independent jeweler, would start is maybe, giving some kind of offer. If you buy your wedding set from us, perhaps giving some kind of offer of renting jewelry for your wedding day. And then if you love it and say, maybe I can't afford a bracelet, a necklace, and earrings, but perhaps I'd like to own these earrings that I wore on my wedding day and add them to my collection as a family heirloom, that might be a good opportunity. Or work around events in your local community. If you know of like a special gala that's coming up that people get dressed up for, or something perhaps like, I don't know if this is veering into scary insurance territory, the prom. But if of events, I don't know if like that's scary to rent jewelry out to teenagers, but if you know of events coming up in your area where people are getting dressed up, and perhaps that would be an opportunity to kind of get your name out there and partner with the venue or something to offer a chance to rent fine jewelry. Because I really do think that, in my opinion, having borrowed fine jewelry for events, you do feel great when you wear it. And I do think you might get more people end up buying it once they wear it and see how nice it is to wear. Like Lenore, you know what I'm talking about when we borrow fine jewelry for the Gem Awards, like stuff we can never afford, but it does feel really nice to wear it. And I always hate to give it back.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I've definitely had that feeling of, I do not want to give this one back. Like, does it maybe fit into my budget to buy this one? Because I've just,
can I do it? Yeah. Yeah. And we definitely see that the try before you buy aspect is one of the things that Roxbox members love about the service. So it could even be something on that side of, even before an event, or if there's something that you're considering, is there like a trial period that's sort of like a rent before you make that purchase decision type of service that allows people to feel really comfortable with the purchase that they're making, especially if it's something like fine jewelry that has a much higher price point.
Yeah.
Right.
And Gina, I think you made a good point. If you get something, you keep it for a month or 2 months, you understand how it does or doesn't fit into your wardrobe and lifestyle. You might say like, oh, this looked cute on the internet, but it doesn't work with the outfit I thought it was going to work with. I'm not wearing it that much. Whereas you might get something else and figure out that you've just bought a piece that it's going to go with everything and you're going to wear for years and you just love and you hate to part with. But I think the try before you buy, the access economy is such a good tool for that. And the internet has obviously made that all possible.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, Gina, thank you so much. And Lenore, thank you so much for hosting today. It's been a wonderful discussion and I hope everyone enjoyed it. So my next question is going to be taking a break next week because of the Vegas jewelry shows, but we will be returning the following Tuesday. That is August 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern. And I will be on alongside Senior Editor Fashion, Ashley Davis, to talk about who, what, and where, who and what we saw at the Vegas shows. You can sign up to attend that webinar on our site. I just dropped the link into the chat. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.